The sound of stone hammers echoed through the courtyard, signaling the dismantling of a structure. This building, known to Parisians as the Bridge of Love, had served Queen Maria de' Medici for her secret meetings with Marshal Ancre. Now, it was being torn down, stone by stone. Just the day before, the Italian favorite, who had spent years at the height of power, had lost his life on the orders of Louis XIII. The young king was determined to rule without intermediaries. The Florentine queen had many questions for her son. Why had she insisted on her coronation, only for Henry IV to be assassinated the very next day? Why, among all the courtiers of the highest rank, upbringing, and education, had she surrounded herself with that peculiar pair, Leonora Galigai and Concino Concini? Leonora was a milk sister of the French queen, and Maria de' Medici trusted her implicitly. Their friendship bordered on obsession. The Florentine could not spend a single day without her confidant, and even her husband's displeasure did not deter her. Naturally, the spiteful rivals found an explanation for such feelings. What if there was more than just friendship between Maria and Leonora? Short and with a predatory face, Leonora soon became the wife of another Italian, Concino Concini. The gracious queen gifted them 23,000 ecus for their wedding and continually showered the favorite and her husband with titles, jewels, and other gifts. But the true rise to power came after the death of King Henry. Concini became a marquis and a marshal of France, and despite having 2 children with Leonora, he became a close friend of Maria de' Medici herself. Leonora was not the least bit troubled by her husband's connection with her friend. On the contrary, she fully indulged it. After all, what did royal favor mean? New gifts. And the Italian woman was greedy for wealth. By the time everything collapsed, she personally owned 15 million livres, according to an English historian, which was 3/4 of the annual budget of all of France. Concini purchased and transformed a house near the Louvre. He didn't even hide the fact that the purchase had cost him 200,000 ecus, a sum unimaginable for that time. For a few ecus, one could buy a horse. The main advantage of the mansion was that it was separated from the royal palace by only a ravine. To ensure he could access the Louvre freely and at any time, the marshal had a bridge of love built across it. Of course, he didn't do it himself. He merely issued the order, and the construction was completed in just a couple of months. Talleyrand Darrow, a great admirer of such tales and the author of a book on the celebrities of the 17th century, wrote, "Thanks to this bridge, the marshal spent more time at the Louvre than in his own home." During questioning, his wife later revealed that he hadn't dined with her or spent a single night at home in the last 4 years. It was precisely during this time that he became governor, received his marshal's baton, and, it seemed, found himself in the Queen's chambers. Louis XIII openly displayed his disdain for both the favorite and Leonora. There were even whispers that Galigai was a witch, conducting special rituals for Maria de' Medici to help her retain power and maintain her beauty and youth. But the king's animosity grew strongest from his inability to seize control of the kingdom. The time had come. Louis had reached adulthood, yet he was still kept away from all affairs. The Bridge of Love was a particular affront to the memory of King Henry, and so Concini's fate was sealed. He was shot right on that very structure that irked Louis. Vitry, who attacked the marshal, personally informed the king of the successful deed moments later, prompting a triumphant cry, "Now I can reign?" The queen was practically walled up in her chambers. From her window, she could see the Bridge of Love being hastily torn down. Soon, she lost not only her favorite but also her loyal friend. Leonora was accused of witchcraft. She responded to all inquiries sharply, "My only magic is my intellect. Of course, I used it to manage the queen. She has no wits at all." But the clever favorite was destined for a grim fate on the Place de Grève. Not a single stone remained of the bridge. Over time, Maria de' Medici reconciled with her son. However, she never forgot what had happened and seized every opportunity to plot against all the king's favorites, including the chief minister, Richelieu. Ironically, she passed away in exile, in the home of her beloved artist, Rubens, on Flower Alley in the city of Cologne.